There we go. Player ratings. Right. So we got a couple of things to talk about. Game review, obviously. Player ratings. Ronaldo and how he'll transform the team. United season future. Any transfer update. And a little thing about Fred at the end. So, yeah. Oh, and a bit about Greenwood, I think. Right, we're going to get straight into it. Game review. So, as you can see on the screen, Manchester United won 1-0. I don't even know where to start. Like, honestly, we did not deserve to win that. Wolves played us out of the park the entire game. They were better than us, and it was just Greenwood's brilliance that got us the win. So, yeah. We're going to get into our player ratings at some point, but Fred was dreadful. Maguire, not great. Sancho, quiet. Greenwood was strong. Very strong. Definitely need to improve going into the Newcastle game after the international break. I think we need this break because we need to sort ourselves out coming back in. I think Martial wasn't terrible. But yeah, so we're going to get into the player ratings. We have De Gea. And then we have Wan-Bissaka. Varane. And this is out of 10, so it could be a 7.2 or something like that. Maguire. Sure, let's do that for now. So David De Gea, I'm going to say 6 being average. I'm going to say 7.2 for David De Gea. Good where he had to be. Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to say 6.8. Varane, I'm going to say a 7.4. And Maguire, I'm going to say a 5.6. It wasn't great. De Gea, you know, he didn't have much to do, but when he did all right. Wan-Bissaka put a couple of good challenges in, covering for Shaw, who I'm going to talk about next, and then obviously Raphael Varane. I think he was solid. Only got caught out once, and he was doing pretty well, and definitely played better than Maguire, hence why he's 1.8 ratings ahead of him. Now, Luke Shaw is going to be a 5.8. Because Wan-Bissaka had to actually go into his position, which is completely across the field, because he took so long to get back, and he just wasn't getting back, and he wasn't doing much attackingly, to be fair. But yeah, so Fred, 4.5. Just terrible. And you know, when he was going up against Traore, he was being bullied. He was like a packet of crisps that was just flying next to Traore as Traore ran. Just nothing. So he's got a 4.5, which will probably be one of the lowest ratings now. We're going to move into Pogba. And I'm going to say a 6.2. Because he was good in sometimes. He was pretty bad at some points. So I'm just going to say it's more of an average performance. Now, we move into Bruno. A nice 7.1 for him. I think he was good where he had to be, but some passes just didn't go anywhere, and he wasn't at the top of his game. So a 7.1, I think that's being a bit generous. Maybe a 6.8. That's really more his level, but wasn't too bad. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we're going to bring in James here. I'm going to say he was about 5.9. Put some tackles in, he was alright. But he's still just below the standard, and I don't want him in the starting lineup. Now, moving over to Sancho, 5.7. And it's not good. It's not a good start for him. Every time he's been playing for Man United, he's been quiet. Not much. We've not really seen much. And then, obviously, 11, Greenwood. I'm going to say a 7.7. He was good. He was running with it. And obviously, he scored the winning goal, which automatically gets him a point. I'd say without the goal, he would have been a 6.7 because he was decent. And there we go. Now, obviously, subs. Cavani. I think he's getting for a 6 being average. For the amount of time he had, it's 6.1. 13, Delo, 5.9. Put that one tackle in, and it just weren't great, and that was it. And there was another one. Pretty sure that was another one. Was there only 2 subs today? Trying to think. Martial is getting a 6 from me. He was not too bad. I think he was a little better than he has been recently. And yeah, Ollie. Now, Ollie, in terms of press conference, it's just 1 point. So he gets that. In terms of how vocal he was and stuff like that, not happening. In terms of the team he put out, which is out of 5, I'm going to say he got a 4. And overall, I think he does deserve about a 5.8. And no, 6.1. He wasn't too bad, but I don't think he was great. Harry Maguire, no leadership whatsoever. Raphael Varane, solid performance. I'm happy with Varane. Greenwood, good where he had to be. Delo, bad tackle, obviously, but didn't have much game time. Cavani was okay. Martial was better than he has been. And yeah, I think pretty good. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a lot better. Sure. Rusty start to the season, and Fred. Oh, great. Now we're going to move on to Ronaldo. I know people are probably like, oh, shut up about Ronaldo. You got Ronaldo, we know. But I think he's going to raise the level of this team because he's obviously going to demand United play really, really well. And I think next game we should have a good game against Newcastle. I predicted this game 2-1 to United. I was wrong, but I was right who won, but I don't think we deserved it. And I think we would have been more comfortable on the game I predicted. It's not great, but I think Ronaldo is going to demand very good performances. And I think sometimes we will be up to that standard, and I think the team will go together. But whether or not we will win the league this year, I think we won't. I think Maguire and Shaw need to freshen up and sort themselves out. Wan-Bissaka, still not right at the standards, but needs to get a little better. De Gea was alright. Wasn't quite vocal and stuff. Fred, no, sorry, goodbye. Bruno Fernandes, he was alright. He was good where he had to be, but he showed some passion, and that's what I saw in the game. He showed some passion for the game, whereas everybody else was just like, yeah, let's just play this casual football, you know. Dan James, he's still, I'd say he's championship level, you know, mediocre in the Premier League. He's not. Sancho, quiet, needs to improve, needs to, show what he's all about. Otherwise, he might not even be starting. We might have Jesse Lingard on that wing over Sancho, and Sancho could be out the door in 5 years. Same way Lingard would be for £30 million, so he needs to sort himself out. Greenwood, he's got a big future in the coming years, and he was fantastic. But I think when Rashford's back, it might be a little different. And obviously we want, I think Tellez, after these two first performances, I think Tellez should get a run at it. Delo didn't really show much, just showed a really bad challenge. But I think he will give Wan-Bissaka a bit of competition. But I think Wan-Bissaka will lock that position down. Martial, I think by January he can really get back to what he was, and it'll be interesting. So, yeah, we've done about basically everything, and not everything. In terms of transfer updates, I think we should have Ronaldo done soon, and that's it. I just don't think there's going to be anything. I know there was Camavinga news a little while ago, and I did do a video about it, and nobody watched it, but luckily, jubbly. But yeah, that's about it. Now, moving on to Fred. I wanted to talk about Fred. And I've talked about Greenwood, so I've talked about him a little earlier than I thought I would. Fred. Alright, Fred. I want Fred to leave. I think Fred's time is up. He's just been atrocious. The lowest rating he's got out of everybody. Harry Maguire, I think, is the lowest after him. And he's 1.1 ratings above. And Ollie got a 6.1. So, yeah, ridiculous from Fred. And now I think it is time for Fred to go. So, yeah, Fred out. And then Donny in. Fred out, Donny in. Fred out, Donny in. That's what I want. Yeah, so we got everything we really needed to cover. About everything in 13 minutes, so yeah. Well, I'm not sure, like I haven't really got anything else to say. I think Saul will go to Chelsea. But there's not been much. Arteta will get sacked, and there we go. Ollie will be under pressure. He could possibly get sacked. And at this point in time, he might not be the right man for us, but I'm still going to back him for now. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.